Well, hi again, everybody, and welcome to Inside Golf. I'm Harry Donahue, today from Chester County and beautiful French Creek. It's a return visit here to French Creek. We were on property about 2 years ago. We were joined at that time by the architect, Gil Hands, and this is some 18 holes of golf. It's like a nature preserve. It is beautiful beyond words. Thad Fortin, who is the co-owner, will join us. So will the head pro Justin Riegel and Tracy Thatcher. She's a three-time women's champion to give us their perspective of what's available here at French Creek. Stay with us. A return to French Creek next on Inside Golf.
Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. 54 courses, 300,000 yards. Check them out at montcogolf.com. By the First Tee of Philadelphia. The First Tee helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit thefirstteephiladelphia.org. By the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. By Jersey Man Magazine, it's a Jersey way of life. And by Philly Man Magazine, bringing it to Broad Street. By the Haverford Trust Company. Quality is in our DNA. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf. Take time to thank your local PGA golf professional.
When I got back from the Gulf War, I was afraid to leave my house for 5 years. Clearview Hope and Renee Powell saved my life.
When I started Clearview Hope, I wanted to do all that I could to help our nation's women military veterans.
Renee, with golf, you have empowered all of us, and we just cannot thank you enough.
The best stories end in thanks. Share your story at ThanksPGAPro.com.
Welcome back. Inside Golf continues from beautiful French Creek here in Chester County. Just look behind me and, you know, maybe beautiful doesn't really describe the scene here, but Justin Riegel has seen a lot of scenes. In his third year now as the head professional, good to be back talking to you and great to be here and maybe one of the prettiest properties in the section.
It is pretty spectacular. Well, first of all, thank you for coming back. You know, we appreciate you guys coming out with your time and, you know, excited to show everybody a little bit about French Creek.
Right. We were here 2 years ago. I'll never forget architect Gil Hands joined us at that time. He was fresh from the Rio experience and he brought his torch along, and it was always great talking to Gil and the work that he's done here. This is sort of a milestone year at French Creek, 15 years now.
Yes, it's pretty exciting for everybody. You know, we still have a lot of our original members here. So it'll be an exciting year, you know, celebrating our 15th anniversary, and we're really looking forward to it.
What is some of the core things that people who are not maybe familiar with French Creek should know about this layout, this design by Gil Hands?
Well, it's incredibly forgiving. You know, we have huge fairways. Some of them are 30, 40, 50 yards wide. We have 5 sets of tees on pretty much every hole, ranging from 4,500 yards all the way up to 7,000. So anybody of any caliber, playability can come and play our golf course.
Right, and you have different structures when it comes to membership, right?
We do. We actually, this past year, we implemented 2 new memberships. One is our second club membership, and what it is anybody who's a member in the GAP, Golf Association of Philadelphia, and their dues are equal to or greater than ours, can join us for $500 a year, and then just pay greens fees as they play. It then enables them to play in all of our events. They're unrestricted as to when they have to play. They can play on weekend mornings. They can play anytime. And since we started that, we've gotten almost 30 new members.
Really?
Yes.
And that's new this year?
New this year.
Wow.
And then our other one is non-resident membership. So anyone that lives outside of 60 miles can join for the same structure, $500 a year, and then pay as you play.
Also, you have a relationship now with Club Corp.
We do. Last year, we joined Club Corp as an affiliate club. And what that means is our members are able to go to other Club Corp facilities in the area and nationwide. The ones locally, they can actually go and pay, just pay cart fees. The ones nationally, it would just be normal greens fees. In addition to some of the golf, they're actually able to go to the Pyramid Club in Philadelphia, a couple other dining clubs, swimming clubs, tennis. It's pretty incredible. Our members seem to love it, and we actually include it at no charge to all of our golf members. You know, there's actually a lot more information on our website. You can fill out the form, and I'd then reply with our packets.
And that website is?
FrenchCreekGolf.com.
Pretty simple, FrenchCreekGolf.com. We talked 15 years, and over the course of time, not too many changes, right, to the actual physical appearance of this golf course. I mean, nothing has changed in terms of wider fairways or bigger greens or anything like that.
Just a little bit. Gil came
Fine-tuning?
in, just some fine tuning. Gil came in 2 years ago and changed a little bit on hole number 4 and 14 to make them, again, a little bit more playable, some bailout areas, a bunker here and there, just to make it catch some errant shots. But that's about it. You know, we don't really want to do anything without Gil's approval. I mean, he is the expert. We have one of his original designs, so we don't do anything without Gil telling us to do it.
Before I let you go, Justin, let's talk about, how about the ladies?
Yes.
What's their reaction to this place, and how have they kind of grown accustomed to playing this fantastic golf course?
Sure, they love it. Again, we're very playable. We have several sets of tees. And the women, the ladies, are able to play unrestricted. So we have no requirements as to when
In terms
a certain,
of time or days?
yeah, when
or
a certain
any of that
membership
stuff.
category is allowed to play or not allowed to play. So primary members or not primary members can play anytime unrestricted.
Right. You know, anytime I've come here, and it hasn't been as frequently as I like, I'm just impressed by, it's so like a nature preserve out here.
It is
right?
beautiful.
I mean, you know, you look out here and you look around and you say, boy, I feel like I'm a million miles from everything. And yet, from a convenience standpoint, I mean, the Turnpike is like 5 minutes away, 10 minutes away. King of Prussia, you know, the western suburbs of Pennsylvania, or Philadelphia rather, and you just feel like out here, though, it's another world.
Yeah, we're actually only about 40 minutes from King of Prussia. We're very accessible. You know, another thing is, you know, when people come out here, we don't have tee times. We're a very quiet club. We only do about 12, 13,000 rounds annually. And it's great because you don't have to worry about other groups teeing off. You know, you can come up, show up, hit some balls, go out and play. You know, generally we're a pretty quiet facility, and our members love it. You know, our members love being able to come out unrestricted.
Well, we talked about the milestone year, 15 years here at French Creek. For the first time, French Creek now has available to members, maybe not all of them, but maybe a growing number.
Yes.
Of members here, golf boards. Now, we've seen them in operation. I'm still a little shy about getting on one, but what's been the reaction?
They are incredible. We've had all of our members pretty much use them at this point.
And does it cross the age barriers?
All ages. You know, there's a little bit of a
Trepidation?
You know, a little learning curve to it, but you know, once everybody gets out onto the fairway and able to make these big turns, and it is incredible. We actually our fees for them are actually cheaper than a cart fee, so a lot of our members are using that, you know, instead. But they are a load of fun, and they also increase our pace of play by about 45 minutes a round.
That's what I was going to ask you. So if you get 4 golfers playing on golf boards as opposed to 4 golfers in 2 carts,
Correct.
It actually, as long as they're not playing around out there and doing figure eights,
Yes.
it lowers the pace of play.
Yes, I mean, if you think about it, all 4 people are going directly to their golf balls, and then, you know, they converge again at the green. But they are a blast. They pick up our pace of play, and really nobody comes in and doesn't have a smile on their face after using a golf ball.
Now, is there a designated member of your staff who's going to break people in on this?
It's either myself or my caddy
Really?
master, Tim. Yes,
You're
Tim.
proficient on it, huh?
Tim is great with the training. I've become pretty good riding them myself, but all of our staff is trained how to teach our members and guests how to use them.
Now, are you a surfer?
I wasn't a surfer. In my younger days, I did a lot of snowboarding,
Really?
skateboarding.
So there's
you know,
some similarities.
A lot of similarities, but you know, there are a couple different ways to ride it. You can ride it almost like you're skiing, you know, with your feet parallel, or you can ride it like a surfboard. So, you know, regardless of how you're comfortable on the board, we can find a way for you to be able to turn it pretty easy.
And keep in mind, you're in pretty good hands with Justin Regal here at French Creek, because now that he's a head pro, but back in the day, he was the assistant professional of the year for the Philadelphia section of the PGA, huh?
It was a little while ago. Yes, it was.
You're a young guy.
Yes.
Well, that's quite a distinction.
No, it was pretty special to receive that.
I can imagine. Well, thanks for having us again.
Thank you again,
Give
Harry.
that website again for French Creek.
www.frenchcreekgolf.com.
All right, that's the latest. And stay with us. More to come on what's going on at French Creek. The man on site, Thad Fortin, is here to talk about his little prize bit of glory in the golf world. That is next as we continue from French Creek right here on Inside Golf.
Almost like it was here 200 years ago.
As long as there is fear, as long as there is curiosity, as long as there are undiscovered corners of the earth, and as long as there is willingness and desire, then you are capable of more. The BMW Championship is coming to Philadelphia September 2018. The top 70 PGA Tour players will be there. Will you?
Welcome back. We continue Inside Golf here at French Creek in beautiful Chester County, and Thad Fortin is the man who is basically responsible for everything we're showing you today. Thad, yeah, 2 short years ago we were here, and as I mentioned in my little conversation with Justin Regal at the time, we had the architect, Gil Hands. This is the 15th year of operation, and you are the co-owner with his wife, who is mainly responsible for all off the golf course, right?
Correct, yes. We have 230 acres in probably one of the nicest spots in Chester County here. And when you think about that, that affords us the opportunity to do events, both for our members and also outside events. And those outside events, the majority of them are obviously weddings. And we are prime right now into wedding season. And it just is a beautiful facility. As we like to say, we have the infrastructure of a golf club with bathrooms and kitchens and things like that, but we also have the ambiance of a country setting. So and as you can see here with all the seasons right now and a little rain that we get, this is about as good as this is going to
We
look.
timed our visit perfectly.
Yes, it's absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, and inside, of course, you have a facility for a wedding or any type of big dinner event, something like that. That can accommodate how many people?
Easily 200 with a band. So in addition to weddings and things like that, there are also corporate events.
And outside here in the actual wedding garden where we're standing, you can set up chairs for an outdoor wedding to accommodate how many people?
Well over 200 people. And the bride, the beautiful bride, would come down these steps right
That's
here.
her entrance right behind us?
That's it, yes. When you open up the doors and you look out, you know, the golf course is spectacular, the wedding garden is spectacular. The additions that we've made, this is all new and it looks almost like it was here 200 years ago.
Speaking of 200 years ago, how about this? In 2 years, you'll be celebrating the 200th anniversary of the structure that's just adjacent to where we're standing here in the wedding garden. That barn was part of the original property. It was a dairy barn, right?
Correct. Yes.
And it was refurbished. The last time we were here, there were about 20 laborers up on that roof getting it ready for completion. It is now complete, and tell us about the history of that barn and what's happened to it since 200 years ago.
Basically, our idea as stewards, you know, we view, my wife and I view ourselves as stewards of a 230-acre golf course, stewards of an 1820 barn. And over the years, Mother Nature has not been kind. The wind blows out here.
Things happen over 200 years, right?
Yes. And we brought in craftsmen from all over Chester and Lancaster County, Mennonite, Amish craftsmen, whose families probably built that many, many years ago. It doesn't have any plumbing in it. It doesn't have any of the modern amenities in it. But when you look at it, you'll think you're back in there. And it'll be a great venue for our members. We're going to be doing concerts there. It'll be a great venue for not only the weddings, but if something should happen with inclement weather here in the wedding garden, we move immediately right to the barn.
Well, as you can sense, folks, things are constantly in change here at French Creek. And in the last year, tell us a couple other big additions that you're proud of.
Well, since the last time you were here, we had a farm-to-table garden where a good portion of our produce now is being harvested and enjoyed for our members and our outside events. That farm-to-table garden is now probably 3 times the size it was from 2 years ago. And just this spring, we added an apiary. So again, part of the stewardship here was, bringing in honeybees. We're going to be able to harvest the honey in about a year. So it takes about a year to get good honey. The bees travel 3 miles, so clearly they leave our property.
They're just not local.
They travel 3 miles.
They're able to expand a little bit.
Yeah. We'll have to get a drone or a GoCam on one of them. But it's just, again, it's something from an environmental standpoint that makes sense. It's something from a stewardship standpoint that makes sense. And it's just, something a little different about French Creek, which I think at the end of the day, we are a little different in a good way.
What a beautiful property. Of course, Gilhan's the original architect here, and I know he's come back. He joined us, as I mentioned, a couple of years ago when we were here, and I'm sure this has a bit of a sentimental value for him too. It's one of his early designs, right?
Yes, right after Applebrook that he completed in '99, his next local course was French Creek, and Gil obviously is a local resident living in Malvern. Part of golf, which for those of us who are able to walk. Gil designed this as a walking course. And so our members we have a very good caddy program that we just started 2 years ago with Justin. We've got 2 young caddies that are Platt scholarships, which again, as stewards, is just an awesome thing. So our members can take a caddy, our members can carry their own bag, our members can take a push cart. They can drive a cart.
Or they can take the new edition. We talked to, have you been out on the
I took the maiden voyage out.
Did you?
And I took it on the steepest hole, par 3, number 8.
You're not just
I'm still here.
now, huh?
Yeah, I figured if I could do it, anyone can do it. So that's our motto.
Well, listen, good luck. I know it's a big year, 200 years, 2 years away for the barn. And this property keeps getting better and better every time I come out.
Well, we appreciate you coming back out and look forward to having you back out again.
All right, stay with us. More to come from French Creek on Inside Golf.
TVs there. Something similar. They had TVs and Guinness and all.
Welcome back. Inside Golf Now continues. It's my favorite part of the show, Teed Off. And today we're teeing it up here at the grill at the Bluestone Country Club. You know what they say about Bluestone Country Club in Bluebell? The sky is always blue. It's always a perfect day for a round of golf, no matter when, right here at Bluestone Country Club in Bluebell, Pennsylvania. We have a Hall of Fame panel led by Bob Shepard.
Thank you.
Longtime PGA professional in the Philadelphia area and author. I saw you handing out one of your works earlier.
Couple samples, we have free
How
samples.
about that? He always has a gift or two.
Always got a
Oscar Mestry, great golfer. Overbrook Country Club is where he calls home. And fresh back from across the pond, he rushed back to join us today at Bluestone. Quinn Spitzer, who is the president of the Golf Association of Philadelphia.
Good to see you again, Harry.
Do they know what GAP is across the pond?
They're learning. They're learning.
I'm sure you're educating them
I'm
too.
giving them a little bit of a lesson.
All right, let's talk a little bit about, speaking of across the pond, the recent Open Championship. First time ever an Italian, Bob, has won a major. How about Francesco Molinari? Boy, he had nerves of steel.
Definitely, yeah.
You couldn't tell if he was 10 over or 10 under.
No, that's like he had been.
And I know you love a guy like that.
He's the best with that, I think. He is really calm, which is so nice because the other guys were hyper. They were jumping around a little bit, but he was so good, and he just came off a victory at over at Wentworth, PGA out there. He just won that one.
And he won the John Deere the week before.
John Deere here, and a couple seconds before that. Right. So the guy, you would think, would be decompressing at that point and just say, "Oh, that's enough, man. Let me go home and swim or do something other than golf." And he just walked through there like he was enjoying his life, which is what it should
Oscar
be.
Mestri did in last August. You were there.
I did.
What brought you to Carnoustie?
Our head pro, Eric Kennedy, had scheduled a trip for a couple groups from Overbrook and was kind enough to include me in it. And it was a wonderful experience. We were able to play Carnoustie, St. Andrews, the old, and so it was, for a lifelong golf fan such as myself, it was a spiritual experience.
Well, when you watched it on television, a lot of brownouts in
Yes.
those fairways. Was it like that a year ago?
Nothing like that a year ago.
Really?
A year ago it was green. It did not play anywhere near as fast, those 70, 80, 90-yard rollouts. So as a result, it played longer.
Now you, Quinn, actually were not far away from where they were playing at Carnoustie. You were in Ireland, so you got a real, not quite, home cooking there, but it was close enough to feel the excitement, I guess, and watch among the Irish at least, because Rory was in the hunt until that last day.
I was in a small Catholic church in Ireland. Actually, I was in
TVs there,
something
right?
similar. It had TVs and Guinness and all, and watching the crowd was an awful lot of fun. And it was clearly a European crowd. There was a lot of support from Molinari from the Irish. There was obviously a lot of support for Rory because he's from Ireland. They seemed to like Tiger okay, not so much Jordan Spieth. He didn't warm the crowd up a whole lot.
Really?
But they did.
You mean they let it be known that they were not cheering for him?
Yeah, at least in this particular pub. And I think if there was so much interest in the Europeans doing well in the Open Championship, that you saw that expressed in the two places where I actually watched it. So it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I guess so. Now you have played Carnoustie a couple times.
I've played Carnoustie 6 times. I don't for the life of me understand why I've played it that many times, because it's a brutally hard golf course. The nickname they gave it, Carnoustie, is actually true. And the thing that's really somewhat unfair about it is the first 3 holes are actually relatively easy. So you get out there and you say, this isn't going to be that bad. And then as you wander in on 18 and you're scarred, bloody, and beaten, you say, I don't know how I actually got through the entire day. It's very hard.
The amazing thing about Molinari, other than his composure, Oscar, is the fact I think on the weekend he didn't have a bogey.
I think his last 37 holes.
Yeah, I think it was a couple.
He went.
And they
he
talk
went
about
bogeyless.
that being maybe the toughest course in the rota of the Open Championship, and he didn't have a bogey for the last 37 holes.
I actually watched one of those highlights, and he did not have easy up and downs to make pars. So it was not only a function of being calm, cool, and collected. He made hard putts. He made challenging putts when the nerves are frayed. And that was the most impressive display I've seen in a while.
It's exciting. The BMW Championship's going to be at Aronimink. We're going to see a lot of the guys that were competing there, including Molinari. Probably now Tiger Woods is playing himself into the hunt to come to the Philadelphia area again and play at Aronimink, where he had his tournament there a few years ago.
It's going to be tremendously exciting because it's the top 70 players in the world, and there's no cut. So people will be able to see them every single day, see what they have. It's an exciting championship. The BMW Championship has been voted on 3, I think, of the last 5 years. I could be wrong, but pretty close, though, as the #1 event in terms of how it's organized, the way it's set up. I think fans are going to be remarkably impressed.
And it's the next to last stop in the FedEx Championship. The final round will be the following week at East Lake in Atlanta, right?
That's exactly right. And
30 guys competing. So 30 come out of Aronimink to compete for, what is it, still $10 million?
People are going to want to get enough points to make it to East Lake because there's a lot of money at stake.
All right, get your game ready, Chef.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Huh?
I'm ready. I got
Never say never.
my 80 compression balls are all polished up and ready.
You heard it first on Teed Off. Back in a moment with more of Inside Golf. Located in Bluebell, just a short drive from Plymouth Meeting, Bluestone Country Club offers a setting that's close at hand but feels like a world away. Bluestone offers a championship caliber golf course, practice facilities including a large driving range, separate chipping and putting areas, and a staff of PGA professionals. At the Country House at Bluestone, you'll find excellent food, superb service, and an outstanding setting. Their expert staff will assist in planning your next event, whether it's a wedding or simply a luncheon, dinner, or cocktail party. Check out Bluestone's variety of membership options. Much more than a golf course, Bluestone is a community.
Philadelphia, where golf is more than a game.
Well, we're back to close things out here at French Creek, joined by Tracy Thatcher. Tracy's dad, Bob, was an early contributor to Inside Golf. I don't know if you knew that or not, but he used to help us out with some lessons back in the day. We're 21 years and going strong thanks to his contributions. Tracy, let's talk about you and French Creek, because you got a nice resume here. How many times women's club champion?
3 times.
3 times. And your sister, she's won a couple times.
I think Tina has won 5 times.
Wow. So the Thatcher ladies have their name on a few boards around here.
We do.
What do you like best about playing at French Creek?
The golf course is fantastic. The people are incredible. Just the atmosphere. I mean, this is, having grown up in golf, I've had an opportunity to play everywhere in the Philadelphia area, and I find this place to be the best out of anywhere. I mean, as far as people go, as far as how they treat women here. On our member guests, they close the golf course for us. They're very good to us here. So it is probably the most special place I've been, and a lot of it has to do with that.
That's going to do it from French Creek as we returned here to this property for the first time in 2 years. Thanks to Thad, Justin, and Tracy for being our guides to see what's available for you. And don't forget that website, FrenchCreekGolf.com. I'm Harry Donahue. Remember, no matter how bad it's going for you out there, don't pick up. Come on out to French Creek and enjoy maybe the round of a lifetime. We'll see you next time, right here on Inside Golf.
Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. 54 courses, 300,000 yards. Check them out at montcogolf.com. By the First Tee of Philadelphia. The First Tee helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit thefirsttphiladelphia.org. By the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. By Jersey Man Magazine, it's a Jersey way of life. And by Philly Man Magazine, bringing it to Broad Street. By the Haverford Trust Company. Quality is in our DNA. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf. Take time to thank your local PGA golf professional.